What is up, gamers? Staxwell's back at it again today with another video. Outsiders is finally out. It's finally on TCG Player. Some things are a little bit too expensive, some things are a little bit too cheap. No Raid Shadow Legends ads or anything like that. We're just going to jump straight into it. We got it sorted by Outsiders, high to low on TCG, so let's just jump straight in. Codex of Frailty is the top card here. It's $300 for the Marvel. And judging on the pull rate on Fluke's, 60 boxes, and I've seen other stores mass crack cases, and this card is actually extremely rare. I think this price point is warranted. I think it's a very good card, a very beautiful card. I'm not sure if you guys have seen it in real life, but this picture here doesn't do it enough justice. It's a good card. It's a great card. It's a beautiful card, and it's probably worth this price point. I wouldn't be sad picking it up for that. Codex of Blood Rot is way too expensive. The cheapest one online is about $400 right now. Kind of wait on this. This is just small, like a small supply at the moment. Just let more people open it, more people post it. This will definitely go down. I can't imagine it staying at that $400 price point. The cases are $340 on here. That's not completely terrible. I think that the vendors aren't allowed to sell it for cheaper than 80% of MSRP. And I think this is like very close to that. Yeah, with shipping and the cheapest MSRP you could sell it at, this is like they're barely making any money on this. So it's not like the worst pickup in the world, but I think your LGS could do just as good, if not better. So I would rather support my local game store than buy it off this TCG player here. The extended arts are actually crazy expensive right now. I was not expecting this. Like, this card is $400 for the Red Black Shroud. I haven't even seen anyone mention that this card is good yet. I guess this is just like the waifu tax. We got, cute girl on the art, so the card's expensive. I mean, I get it is rare. It's a cold foil extended art. We've never seen that in the game before. So we're still kind of figuring out the pull rates on these things. But I'm confident that this price point will go down just because this card isn't exactly playable, right? It's not better than Tunic by any stretch. Yeah, I can't imagine that this card's gonna stay this price point. I would feel bad picking it up for that price. The Sunken Treasure, this one is at least somewhat playable for the extended art. The cold foil is at 275 for this one. I actually kind of like this card. It's playable. It's good. It's Arcane Barrier 1, so Ranger will just always play it, period. You don't have to worry about this card just being trash. It's yet to be seen if it's better than Tunic. Probably not, but probably in certain matchups it is, right? And I've seen a lot of people say that this card is the real deal. So 275 for the extended cold foil on this one. This is actually not terrible. The other one, 400, Redback Shroud 400, not worth it. 275 for the Trencher Sucker Treasure, that's probably worth it. I would wait for the Redback Shroud to drop to like 200 before I even considered picking it up. That's me personally. Plague Hive is 133. We've also yet to see how good this card is. I think it's definitely better than Blood of Drakai. Blood of Drakai is the only other parallel we can compare it to, being a Fab 2.0 gem. It's the only other one that we have to like kind of compare those price points. 135 for the Rainbow is not terrible. I think this card's definitely better than Blood of Drakai. How much better will it be seeing play? Definitely more than the Fable from Uprising, but I just don't know how much. Honestly, I don't think this price point is unfair. I would consider picking it up if I immediately wanted it in my deck. And I think it's a better pickup than the Cold Foil, which is $500 right now. Yeah, I would just pick up a Rainbow personally. I think that Cold Foil price will come down just a bit. The Quiver of Abyssal Depths is only $36. That's quite a good price, I would say. I think if you're a Ranger player, you should at least have one of these. The Rainbow, yeah, like I said, is 37, whereas the Cold Foil is 120. This is going to mirror a lot of the prices like Ghostly Touch or Cornet Peak or things like that. So I definitely see room for this card to come down a bit, but I don't think the current price point is unfair. I wouldn't feel bad picking it up. Flick Knives, I think, is like the best legendary from the set. I think this is like the Chase legendary. This is the one people are going after. So $75 is quite cheap. I actually could see it going up from here and not that much more down. Only time will tell. 180 for the cold foil. I think this is a good price. I'll actually probably wind up buying one myself in cold foil. like I said, it's the best legendary. Every other legendary is kind of meh, but when you pull this one, you're like, yes, flick knives, let's go. So that's why I think that this card could go up, if anything. Van Brandt's of Determination. I think this card's actually not very good. It's a sideboard option, if anything, obviously. But it being a sideboard option, if anything, debatably, maybe $60. No, definitely not. Like if we think about other cards like Conet Peak, that's not a sideboard. That's just good in general. I mean, I get this is a generic card, but come on, like $60 for a maybe side deck against what Fatigue Oldhim? I don't even think Fatigue Oldhim's a deck anymore. I really don't. I could see this being good when like the new ward mechanic and stuff comes out, like depending on how this interacts with spectral shields and stuff. I could see this being good like future, but like currently this card's just I think it's just bad. I don't think Fatigue Oldham's a deck. I think there's too many tools to combat it now. Um, yeah, I wouldn't pick this up for this price, but honestly I'd wait for it to drop to $20. I think it's gonna drop to $20. And that's the other thing. You know you're pulling one of these things too. You know, like out of your case, this is gonna be your legendary, of course. So yeah, I would hold off on every front on this card. I would definitely not buy it at that price. Let's just for giggles here, let's check out the cold foil 140. Yeah, definitely not worth it. Do not buy that. Redback Shroud, the regular one is $80 for the rainbow foil. The cold foil is 200. This is more of like a yeah, just a waifu tax, I guess. There's nothing more to it. Again, I don't think this card is particularly good. I think most of the value in this set doesn't come from the legendaries, so it does kind of sound like I'm slamming on all the legendaries here. But I think the Majestics is where you get the real value in this set, and long term, that's going to be where most of the value lies. Very similar to like a Everfest or something like that. Trench's Sunken Treasure is $52 for the rainbow foil, and the cold foil is 90. This is a really good price, actually. Ah, man, I might buy this. $90 for the cold foil. This card's actually good. This card's actually playable. I don't know if it's good, but it's definitely playable. It's worth testing. It seems fun. Seems like it actually could be good. $90 for a cold foil. Good pickup on this one. Codex of Inertia. 240 is probably about the price the codexes will stabilize. The other ones, and I could see this one coming down a bit. I think just because such a small amount of outsiders has been opened and listed, there's not. This price is like the most subject to change of all the cards on this list are going to be the codexes, I think. Yeah, I don't completely hate that price though. Premeditate is the most expensive Majestic. Let's go. I got that one. That's my spoiler. Let's go, boys. The Rainbow Foil, that's the one I got. It's $30. That's pretty cool. Thank you, LSS. Appreciate that. The non-foil is $19-ish, $18.50, somewhere in there. Yeah, I don't think I've seen other creators talk about this card being like the CNC of the set, ponder run, hype, hype, hype. I actually, if it's not in Ranger, I actually don't think this card is like particularly good. I don't know what I'm missing, and I don't know how other creators think that you consistently have another attack in your arsenal. Maybe I just need to get my hands on it and sleeve it and shuffle it and play some games. But as it stands right now, I think this is like grossly overvalued. I think if you're a Ranger player, you need it. But other than that, I don't really think it's that good. I just don't. I do like the art, and of course, it'll always have a soft spot in my heart because it was my spoiler. But yeah, that's my feelings on it. The codexes are pretty expensive, $13 for the cheapest frailty. Honestly, I think this is where the value is in this set is like these codexes. So I don't hate this as a pickup. Everyone needs it right now, so everyone's got to pick up play sets. The Rainbow Foil is 25. That could be like the nice middle ground for people who don't want to shell out a paycheck to buy all the codexes. Marvel. So yeah, I don't hate this. Frailty is also quite a good one. Uh, are probably the best one. Yeah, it's definitely the best one. So yeah, I don't hate this price point. I really don't. I think that's a good pickup. Amnesia, this one's grossly undervalued. I think $6. It's a 2 for 6 that blocks for 3. I'd buy it if it was just that. No, there's also going to be metagames in the future, maybe in the current metagame, in current matchups. This on hit is going to be Extremely relevant as well. Yeah, so like I said, the regular is 625. Let's see what the rainbow is here. 18 bucks. That's really good. That's really, really good. Yeah, I think this card's just like better than a race face too, seeing as it blocks for 3. It's just a good card. I think it's pretty cheap. Dishonor being $8. This is Katsu players wanting to just play the game. Rainbow foils are $19. That's kind of crazy. I can't imagine this price point sticking. This I would compare to something like a spreading flames, right? Like it's not generic. It's only used in one specific deck, and it's yet to be seen if that specific deck is even good. Think about um spreading flames, Phoenix form, all those 5 specific majestics that just were cheap, super cheap. So I think this card's going to be in that same boat. I think it's going to go down a little bit. I think it is a good card, but yeah, it's not super. I shouldn't be that price. Melting points, $4. I don't think this is it. Um, I think it's a little bit too expensive, just because it's a ranger card. It's just locked into that class. I haven't really seen it in many lists. It doesn't seem overly broken or anything. I don't hate it as a pickup, but yeah, it's a little bit expensive at the moment. Oh, Shakedown, I think this one's actually cheap. I think there's actually so many people who want to play Uzuri that this card is cheap. $8 for the rainbow, or the non-foil, $20 for the rainbow. Um, yeah, I still think it's a good pickup though. I think it's a little bit cheap. Codex of Bloodrot, $5 for the non-foil. This is a great pickup. You should have a playset of it. Don't wait for it to spike, because it very well might. $9 for the rainbow. Wow, I'm gonna add those to my cart and buy these. No way. So these 3 are gonna be gone because I'm gonna buy them before this video goes live. But it's still $8 after that, and then it jumps to 10. But yeah, that's quite a good pickup right there. Bloodrot's not the best one, but it's still a codex. It's still pretty good. Spreading Plague. I actually like this card. I think it's going to be a great side deck card into, blocking decks and whatnot. The rainbow foil is $15 and the non-foil is like $5. Yeah, think about this and think about Codex of Bloodrot. Isn't Bloodrot just such a better pickup? I mean, I don't hate. Yeah, $15 for this foil is just too expensive. I would actually recommend against that. Codex of Inertia is $4. Great. Wow, what a pickup. What a steal. What a steal to get codexes for $5, I think. Rainbow's $13. That's not terrible. Yeah, Bloodrot's a better codex. How is it so cheap? Inertia's not bad, though. I think all the codexes are good, and I could definitely see Assassin lists do well that play all 9 of them. I imagine a world where that is the case. Nerve Scalpel. Let's see what's going on here. The non-foil is like $5. I wouldn't buy that. But the cold foil is 36. Yeah. I don't think that that's a good price. I'm trying to think of another majestic to compare it to. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's like a winner's whale or something, right? So it kind of makes sense. I take it back. It's probably a good price. It's probably a good price. Nerve Scalpel is actually really good too. This is one that does D-reacts, right? Next time. Yeah, reaction cards. Yeah, this one's good. This one's good. This one's actually a good one. I take it back. It's a good price. I might pick one up myself. Infiltrate, $3. I don't think this card's seeing a ton of play at the moment. It's yet to be seen. $20 for the rainbow. Yeah, it's probably not worth it. Just go with the non-foil for now. Down and Dirty. This was the card Fluke was high on. He actually kind of sold me on it too. I actually kind of like the thought of it. The rainbow foil is only $5. This is a good pickup too. Wow, I actually might get a playset of this. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, for all I'll just echo what he said. He's a Dory player, so he was saying you could like slap this in your arsenal, and it's just a phantasm popper whenever you need it. And I hadn't considered that. And in a world where like you could codex this back, another phantasm popper from your arsenal, like it just seems good. Like Codex of Inertia, put this back from your grave to your arsenal. You have more phantasm poppers. It just, I don't know, it seems good. I like it. I think that's actually really cheap as well. Spike Pit, $3 for the non-foil. The Rainbow's 10. I think that. Yeah, these are printed less, right? The legendary specializations are printed less than other Majestics. If you have any interest in Riptide, it's probably worth it. What is the other side nerf scalpel? How much is that card worth? Let's see. This one's 50. What? There's no way this one's more rare. Just get the other one. You really only play one, to be honest with you. Everything else just seems to be a couple bucks. We'll check on a couple of the notable Majestics here that I think might be cheap, but kind of seems like the going rate for most of these Majestics is $10, but just kind of going through them with you here. Dang, $20 for Collapsing Trap Rainbow Foil. That is probably too expensive. Probably way too expensive. Is it Orbiclass Gold Foil? I think it is. Yeah, it is. 60. Sheesh. That's too expensive. Yeah, compare this to Winter's Will. What Winter's Will used to be, like 30, 40 bucks? That's what you should be looking at all of those Assassin Daggers as. Give and take, I know DM Armada has been hyping this card up a lot. Let's see, the Rainbow Foil is $11, the non-foil is like $3. I really don't get where he's coming from with this card. But yeah, probably safe to have a playset of all of these Majestics that people have been heavy like trying to sell us on, you know? All of these other common cold foils I'm not going to talk too much about. Let's go into the Silverwind Shurikens. This card could easily be, the cold foil is $20. That could easily be compared to like a Frost Hex or something like that. And if you think about it, Frost Hex is like one of the best cards, or it's a good card in one of the best decks in the game. It's a 3 of. Every Icelander player needs 3 of it, and it's still only $7. So you know the Shuriken, when you compare it to something like this, it just doesn't do it for me. Let me know if I'm wrong. So yeah, that's all the Outsiders cards I really want to talk about. We have a couple of cards I need to mention. Command and Conquer Gold Foil is $1,250. When I tell you guys like, oh, I think Tunic could be $1,000 one day, buyouts like this is the reason I say that stuff. Like it actually could be. CNC is there. I don't know what happened. I don't know if a whale just went in one day. No, it's just like there's just not a lot of them on the market, and they all sold. $1,250 for a CNC. These times are crazy. Art of War, I know someone went in on this card. If we look at the sales for the Rainbow in like a 2-day time period, like 15 of them were sold or something like that. So now the cheapest Rainbow is $190. Kind of insane. I still think that's probably too cheap. I just love generic staples in foil. I think those are always going to go up. And Death Dealer doubled in price overnight is now $200. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, rate, subscribe, and help the algorithm help me out a little bit. Later, gamers.